Japanese yen. Short positions favoured on dovish Fed risk. Societe Generale.
United Kingdom inflation. Services strength offsets goods softness. Societe Generale.
United States dollar. Fed patience tempers downside. OCBC. South Africa retail sales growth weakest in 19 months. US awards $500 million to Nvidia-backed Sandbox AQ for finding new chip-making materials.
Gold prices stabilise as Iran deal eases inflation jitters. Fed decision eyed.
Cautious optimism ahead of first wash-led FOMC.
Irish trade surplus shrinks on weaker exports.
South Africa retail sales, year over year, declined to 1.3% in April from previous 2.6%.
United States MBA mortgage applications down to 3.8% in June 12th from previous 10.8%. Investing live European markets wrap. Calm and steady awaiting the Fed. Investing live European markets wrap. Calm and steady awaiting the Fed.
Japanese yen. Short positions favoured on dovish Fed risk. Societe Generale.
United Kingdom inflation. Services strength offsets goods softness. Societe Generale.
United States dollar. Fed patience tempers downside. OCBC. South Africa retail sales growth weakest in 19 months. US awards $500 million to Nvidia-backed Sandbox AQ for finding new chip-making materials.
Gold prices stabilize as Iran deal eases inflation jitters. Fed decision eyed.
Cautious optimism ahead of first wash-led FOMC.
Irish trade surplus shrinks on weaker exports.
South Africa retail sales, year-over-year, declined to 1.3% in April from previous 2.6%.
Euro retreats below 1.1600 with Kevin Warsh and the Fed in the spotlight. Crypto today. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP trim breakout gains as focus shifts to Fed decision. The US dollar is mixed to kickstart Fed Day. No changes expected. Broader indices womped yields higher. Wall Street likely to open flat. Fed announcement in focus. Sweden maintains policy rate at 1.75%.
Alrighty then. Let's go. Welcome to retail sales coming out in 12
U.S.
minutes.
retail sales coming up as we count down to Kevin Warsh's debut.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. But please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long run. Never risk money you cannot afford to lose. So, all right, so we got sound. I got to turn my pretty picture on. Where is that? Oh, here it is. Hey! Ni hao! Oh, yay! So retail sales in 11 minutes. So now we got to say, well, how does this impact GDP? How does this impact inflation? How does this impact monetary policy? You can see we've had some spikes. Red means miss, green means beat. A lot of spikes to the upside in general. A little bit choppy, don't you think? This comes from the Census Bureau. They also track things like business inventories and all that kind of stuff. Kind of interesting. But what we really care about is monetary policy, and this just fits into the monetary policy outlook. We've already analyzed multiple times now how the yield curve is implying monetary policy. So we don't need to do that again. We can do it again later today, I suppose. Okay, but we could look under GDP, I think it is. Do we put it here? Retail sales. There's that history that we've been seeing. We want to take out COVID, right? So we could look at it this way, just sort of a history. What was normal before COVID was, what do you want to call it? 1 to 5, maybe? 5 being on the high side, 1 being on the low side. Right now we're looking on a 4 handle year over year. Cool. So that's kind of where we are. Hayden believes it'll fizzle off a little bit. It's okay. Been choppy month over month. But we use retail sales in our GDP. So GDP equals C plus I plus G plus exports minus imports. Okay, so for consumer spending, we're popping in retail sales as a way to kind of say that's consumption. It's not a perfect fit, but it ain't bad. Just kind of shows you, yeah. So we're not going to get a year over year. We have to manually do those calculations. So if we go back to the spike radar, we're looking at MOM, month over month, mom. And then really the market will likely fizzle out unless this is amazing news, which it shouldn't be. And the world will be on pause for FOMC later this afternoon. You want to get a sit rep? Sure.
Good morning, I am Aiden, and let us get you up to speed on the evolving market conditions as the focus shifts toward the U.S. Federal Reserve. While the broader monthly and weekly trends remain firmly risk-on, today's sentiment is showing a flat and indecisive session with the daily risk score near zero. This divergence comes as the U.S. 10-year yield retreats by 4.1 basis points to 4.428%, while the U.S. dollar index sees a slight defensive lift of 0.15% ahead of critical retail sales data and interest rate projections. 1. UK inflation came in lower than expected at 2.8% against a 3.0% forecast, suggesting a cooling in price pressures despite sticky service costs. Gold is stabilizing near 43.44 as reports of a potential Iran deal ease inflation fears, while the U.S. dollar remains steady as the market awaits the first Warsh-led FOMC meeting. In the tech sector, the U.S. has awarded $500 million to NVIDIA-backed Sandbox AQ to find new chip-making materials, showing continued support for the semiconductor industry. Biggest movers right now, Hang Seng and NASDAQ 100 are down. Wheat, soybeans, and Dow Jones are up.
Soybeans are up! Yeah, baby, yeah. Need my latte. Triple grande soy latte. Yeah, that was a great report, wasn't it? Yeah. Yes, there will. Will there be an event today? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I'll do it inside of TradeRs. But don't worry, TradeRs is free. So we're just about 3 minutes out. At 90 seconds, we'll get the alert. 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Expecting 0.5. That's what we're looking at.
Spike alert, 90 seconds until United States retail sales control group is released.
Sorry, I always have it.
Spike alert, 90 seconds until United States retail sales control group is released.
Jiminy Cricket, I got multiple
Spike alert,
sessions
90 seconds
going.
until United States retail sales control group is released.
Sorry. I gotta find all the different iterations running. Got that one off. It's okay. All right. 20 seconds. We're expecting 0.5.
United States retail sales control group actual 0.5%. Met forecast.
Came out as expected. So that was good. Thank you, Census Bureau, for getting that to us quickly.
U.S. retail sales coming up as we count down to Kevin Warsh's debut. Wall Street likely to open flat. Fed announcement in focus. The U.S. dollar is mixed to kickstart Fed Day. No changes expected. Broader indices want yields higher. Euro retreats below 1.1600 with Kevin Warsh and the Fed in the spotlight.
United States retail sales control
Bitcoin,
group actual
Ethereum,
0.5%.
XRP trim
Met
breakout gains
forecast.
as focus shifts to Fed decision. Sweden maintains policy rate at 1.75%.
Investing live European markets wrap. Calm and steady awaiting the Fed.
Japanese yen. Short positions favoured on dovish Fed risk. Societe Generale.
United Kingdom inflation. Services strength offsets goods softness. Societe Generale.
United States dollar. Fed patience tempers downside. OCBC.
United States retail sales ex autos MOM came in at 0.8%, above forecasts 0.5% in May.
So what does that mean? Auto
United
sales
States
are down?
retail sales control group rose from previous 0.5% to 0.7% in May.
U.S. May advance retail sales plus 0.9% versus plus 0.6 expected.
United States retail sales year over year rose from previous 4.9% to 6.9% in May.
I've been trying this new thing called water. and drinking it throughout the day. I don't know if I like it. So wait. So control went to 7, X auto to 8, advanced retail sales went to 9, and it jumped year over year. Interesting. So I would, if I were me, take a look really at the year over year headline retail sales, and it went from 5 to 7 basically. Huh? Does that look like the economy is slowing down? Does that look like GDP is falling? Remember, we use GDP and then say, well, how does retail sales fit into GDP? It's part of consumption. When consumption grows, GDP goes up. C plus I plus G plus X minus M. So if we're going to use that for the year, GDP is growing.
United States retail sales expanded by 0.9% MOM in May.
We can jump over and see how the markets are responding. Swissy's still strong, modestly. Euro, look at that. Not even 0.1. Dude, the weakest currency on the planet, negative 0.25. There is nothing to do. I spent 2 hours yesterday showing you that the Forex market wasn't moving at all and that you shouldn't be trading anything. And I got an email from someone yesterday like, well, instead of doing your psychobabble, why don't you just do some day trading on the charts? This comment after I did 2 hours of showing you there was nothing to trade. Got to be careful, guys. Got to be careful. I'm not saying who it was. The person knows. And I'm like, well, look, if I just said for 2 hours there's nothing to trade, then there's nothing to trade. Why would I open my charts and show you how to not trade? Be careful. Now, the other thing I said, if you're going to do anything, you would skippy scalp oil down, which occurred. Now it's up the other way, but not by much, especially for energy. So just, you got to be careful. Okay. Your job isn't to do trading like it's a video game. Like every day you sit down and fire off some shots, huh? Run and gun. No, you got to play smart. Okay. So if you were going to do anything today, all you have is crypto and it's down. Done. We don't have to spend 7 hours. And you're like, well, Wayne, well, why don't you now open your charts and show me how to trade? Like, whoa. If you come to our meetings, like yesterday, I spent a good hour going over the basics of trading price action with pivot points as a refresher. But you have to know how to that. I just assume you know how to trade. Remember, Investor Bootcamp is $88 a year and gives you 100 hours of training, right? So I'm assuming you have that foundation. And I know it's right. When I assume I make an ass of you and me, I know, but we have resources, we have meetings, we have courses that go over the basics. Right? Yeah. So if you were going to do anything, maybe it's oil. Okay. Or look, I don't know if you trade wheat or soybeans or corn. But then you get down to copper, not very good. Silver, not very good. Gold, not very good at all. Crude oil. No. And wait, what were we going to do? Hang on, I think I threw myself off. Crypto, sorry. So I looked at there and there wasn't anything to do. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, we got to do the crypto. So you're asking me, all right, well, let's go through some charts and do some day trading. Don't do curve, short. Okay, no, dot, no, we got to go to the bottom here. Okay, there's one. You should know how to sell off the moving averages, sell lower highs, sell roll reversals, sell pivot points. That's all basic, but the 90% of the game is knowing what to do. Like, dude, open this chart. Start finding your technical. You don't even have to trade like me. Trade like you. But this is bearish. Those are the moving averages. Sell lower highs. I don't care how you come to your conclusion. This is a 15-minute chart, yo. This is day trading, yo. Find a reason to get short. Solana. Okay, look, it's bearish, projected to be bearish. Good. Open your chart, like put this on your to-do list. This is all you need is, right now we're doing a to-do list. You're only going to consider crypto. You're only going to consider selling crypto. ADA is your first opportunity. Sol is your second one. Ripple, okay, is a third one. You just missed a pullback up to 15-minute 21 EMA. That's a basic, okay? Ethereum, lovely. Open up, put that on your list. Sell lower highs. Look, sell the pullback to the moving average. That's just basic kindergarten crayon trading. Knowing that you should be focused on Ethereum is the hard stuff. When you get to the trading part, it's just technical analysis. Like sell a lower high. I know you can do that. Doge. Okay, slamming into the 21, projected short. Yep. But look at, now we're down to 1.6. Bitcoin, okay, back below 65. It's rallying up, so right around here. Look for it to roll over short, so that is preparing for a possible short position. Now, this is just warming you up. So now all you have to do is say, open up your Bitcoin chart on your platform and see if it's offering you, what that chart is telling you. So we can go to crypto. This is my Trader's Way. Go to Bitcoin. Okay. We don't need to be on daily because we are on day trading. And so what's going on here? Okay. Roll reversal. What's going on here? Okay. One standard deviation. Okay. Look at a higher time frame. Where's the next one? Maybe here. This somewhere around there. So plan A, sell it now. Plan B, sell it higher. Done. Now that doesn't show you pivot points, so I like to use pivot points. So, and so what do you want to do? Weekly on a 15-minute? Okay. So we've hit the weekly target and we're already collapsed. So this actually could drop all the way to 63, which is kind of interesting. Because we hit our target early in the week, sets up a counter trend. It doesn't have to, though. I'm going to look at this area for a buy. Well, right now it's a sell into a buy. I'd love to think we are risk on. I'd love to think that we actually... Ooh. Oh, my God. I'd like to think that the peace deal is held. Ugh. Okay. So what I would like, really, which is not today's day trade at all, but I'd like to see something like this over the next 3 weeks. So you have to decide, are you going to day trade it down today to this 63 handle and then take it north over the next 2 weeks to 71? That's called trade planning. So all we know today is that we're interested in selling it, and price action offers those two plans that I just went over. You're going to sell it at 65, or you're going to sell it at 65 and a half-ish. Done. Okay, done. But we already know, because Tradar's told you, because you're like, well, that's clear as mud, Wayne. I know. We've already gone over it. And this is why we had so many spike alerts. That was running in the background. All right. We already know it's the most mediocre of everything we analyzed. Ethereum is quite a bit better. We already know this. We've already done this. That's the whole point. What about your Ripple? Are you going to sell Ripple later? Sol is better than Ripple, so let's do that. Okay, let me back out here. And let's redo this. What do you want to do? Weeklies or weekly pivots? Clean that up. We need to go much smaller. Go to a 15-minute chart. And oh my God! Slammed into that R3. By the way, and again, we covered this last night inside of Tradars, because we do an afternoon training webinar and an evening and a nooner. But anyways, we talked about the one counter trend trade that I have, and that's the entry. And the interesting thing is the target could be, now listen to me, could be as low as that. That's not my prediction. That's just technical analysis. Wowzer. And then it'll particularly become important if we do break below this area, right? That's a big deal. Okay. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Lower low would be wow, and probably on our way down. So we don't quite know. This is why you look at bigger time frames. This is why you do bigger analysis. It looks terribly bearish right now. Well, it has been terribly bearish since Monday afternoon. And by the way, this is extraordinarily predictable. Yeah. Now, usually if you hit here or here early in the weekend, it reverses. That's where you get that target. R3, I'm not a counter trend trader, so I don't know. I think I would still look for this kind of action, which would not be today or certainly not before FOMC. So I just mark my territory here. And look for a change of direction. Because ultimately I'm risk on. So I think I'd have more conviction for the general idea, hit target. Well, I take it back now that I've said it. I take it back. R3 is rarely a target. R2 is a target. M4. Those are logical targets. Now, I look at where this out of position trade. We call this an OOP. Okay? We call that an out of position trade. And typically in that situation, we hit our weekly target early. That's our weekly target based on this entry. Yeah, that's just the standard operating procedure we're talking about. And in that case, that's where you fizzle back. So I'm going to say, when I say you hit your target early, I think I misspoke. That's not a target. That's our most extreme scenario. It's not really, you shouldn't be planning on the absolute total best case. That's abnormal. This is the normal target. If it rolled down, then what would be the normal response is a fizzle back. So I still am now saying, you know what? In my humble opinion, this extreme target only kind of confirms to me how bullish this market wants to become. I'm going to count this as like a 3-wave correction. I'm not an Elliott wave dude, but just imagine, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that's not right. And then a correction, and then what? 1, 2, 3. Off we go again. That's actually what. But this is just beautiful. YouTube just dropped me again. Are you guys here? YouTube dropped me, said there was no stream, and now it says our connection is excellent. So I don't know where we stand. Freaking YouTube. Yeah, I'm still here. That's good. Cool. Yeah, good. Happy to have returned. I don't know if I went away either. Yeah, the delay I can't help. That again is YouTube. I haven't set it to be a delay. That's YouTube. Okay. So anything else? Do we have any of these other crypto? Stellar Lumen. No. Ripple we did. Ethereum we did. Zcash no. Whatever happened to them on there? Dash. Bitcash. Whatever, bro. No, it's not an auto buffer. It's just latency because the way I believe it's working is I stream to them and then they stream to you, and there's a bottleneck. They have to render and save it, 20 seconds of it, and stream it to you. So I think you're streaming a recording of 20 seconds ago, is essentially it, right? I'm recording to them. It saves as some sort of file, and then they stream that file, which again may be only 20 seconds ago, but it's what they're doing. So anyways, long story short, guys, we have data analytics that prove to you at this exact moment, it's not a great opportunity to trade. Now, maybe when the stock market opens, you'll get some new volume and volatility. Maybe someone is dumb enough to front run the Fed. They couldn't make a decision a day ago or a week ago or a month ago, but now they want to lay down some money and bet. Hey, it's not illegal. It's not against the law to be stupid, right? It's not against the rules to lose money for many people. So what you could do is you could sit here and just filter through a view like this. And it's not just strong versus weak. Look at the magnitude. There's nothing going on in Kiwi, and that's the best opportunity. There's nothing going on with Swiss franc, and that's the best opportunity. Crypto is even cooled off. Dude, this is screaming, don't trade. You're not looking for something to do. You're looking to make money because you're smarter and more informed and more patient and more disciplined than 95% of traders around you. And that should be easy. Okay? You need to know the data. You need to know how to trade. So you have the data. You should know how to trade. Dude, I ran FX Bootcamp for 20 years. Right? We have 100 hours of training videos, lectures at Investor Bootcamp for $88 a year, bro. You should know this stuff. I mean, there's no excuse. There's 5,000 hours of my videos on YouTube teaching you how to trade on charts. I'm assuming you know this stuff, right? Great. So the next thing is, are you patient and disciplined? And do you look at this and go, oh my God, Kiwi is so unbelievably weak? It's 0.18 weak. And say, oh, that looks like a good opportunity. Why? Because there's fancy colors? No, look at the data. Look at the 15 calculations. Yeah, it's bearish, but mediocre at best. Come on. Patience and discipline will separate you from the sheep. So Look, if you are part of the Traders community, which is free, then you'll get an invitation to join the FOMC event today inside of Tradar. It's an all-hands meeting. Everyone is welcome. How do you register? You put your email in there, you click continue, you're done. Did you know that? You're done. That's it. You're in. And I have not created a sales funnel to pitch you and convince you and sell you the idea that you should become a premium member. I figure if you don't upgrade at some point, it's right. It's because you ain't got no money, and any sales pitch isn't going to fix that. If you don't see the value of upgrading, then it doesn't even matter. So, like, there's no sales pitch required. This is unfrickin' believable, unbelievable resources. But if you don't see it, don't worry about it. It's not for you, but it's free. You might as well hang out with us. And no, I am not wearing silk. Thank you very much. It's just your basic, everyday striped shirt. Okay. Yeah, I know. Everybody needs it. It looks like it. No. So anyways, so that was real. I'll see you over at traders.com this afternoon. News comes out at 2. We'll start a little bit before. I have to create the room and the link and all that crap, and then I'll make it available to you. So your job now is to enter your email address, hit continue, and that's it. You're in. Most of you are already in because you already use Radar. So there you go. And yes, for the stupid European rules for the internet, yes, we are compliant now with the dumb rules, dumb European rules. It's so silly, huh? Hey, make sure you put this stupid little thing on every website in the world. Yeah, thank you, Europe. That's so great. Government intervention. Yeah. So, anywho. Hey, where did the top of the page go? That's a funny bug. Go. So, anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. And I'm sorry if you're a European regulator. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Yep. I'm sorry. Even regulators are people too. They're doing their best to protect us. Okay, even Batman is flawed, but he's trying his best to have a positive impact in the world. So thank you, European regulators, to make sure that we know that cookies are a part of a website. Yeah. And it's good that you remind us every day.